Good afternoon, everybody. It's 1:13 on the clock. 1 is the Magician, 13 is the Death or Transition card. So let's go ahead and take 3 deep breaths first. Another deep breath. And one more deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to all of you. I hope you're having an amazing day. It's beautiful and sunny here. And thank you all for joining me. I got some very cool guidance this morning, so I want to share that with you. Today is the 16th rather. I actually have to turn my page. I'm actually looking at the wrong page. So today's the 16th. I have a union read, a twin flame read, and the Metatron read from this morning. So I'm going to do the Metatron read first. Yeah, the energies are very interesting today. I'm not getting responses from anyone. It's really weird. So I'm wondering if you're getting the same kind of energy. And today's the 16th, which is the Tower. The day adds up to 33, which is the Christ energy, the Christ vibration. It's also the 7 of Wands, which is standing up for yourself without being triggered, right? Knowing when to walk away, but always standing up for yourself. The 16 Tower doesn't mean something negative. It's just a sudden event. So it can be any kind of sudden event, whether it's an event, an epiphany, sexual exchange comes under the Tower as well. So those are the energies we're dealing with today. Suddenly in that Christ vibration of unity, perhaps, hopefully, in the positive side of things. And today's Thursday, which for me is trash day. I was guided to write that down today for some reason, because we're discarding the last of what, and also Sagittarius has been coming up a lot this week because of the South Node leaving Sagittarius on the 22nd. And we're in Sagittarius. And we're also in Ophiuchus. So that's very significant right now. Excuse me. First thing, before anything else, I want to tell you to watch Michael Sala's video. He put out big news this morning. I think he released it probably about 7 a.m. on the East Coast here. About the elites leaving. So watch that video, please. It was really important. The Metatron read was done at 9:39 to 40 this morning. 9 is the Hermit, 39 is the Knight of Cups, and 40 is the Page of Cups, that very innocent and beautiful love of the Page and the Knight of Cups. And the underlying energy, the top card was the chakra layers, number 38, which is the Queen of Cups, which I associate with the Mary Magdalene energies, was the bottom of the deck. But below that was indigo as well, and healing. And then the first card out for the read was the Void. So I'm going to show you the picture of that. We're going to roll the die. This is the Metatron read from this morning. Okay, and I was actually guided to pull one more card than I usually do. So usually I'm guided to 21 as the whole, the world, completion, or sometimes 22 going into the Fool's Journey. But today I was guided to go to the 23, which was significant because I've never had to pull that 23rd card before. The dice for the Twin Flames today, December 16, 2021. We have the number 5, which of course is all about big change, expansion, freedom. It's also the Hierophant, which is Taurus energies, which is also very significant, and that came up in the read today as well. We have Libra here, which is all about balance and justice, truth and balance. And then we have Neptune over here, which is Piscean, which is very dreamy. And the last card that I had to pull today was like that dreamy card of Disney World. I'll show you that card. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Where are you? Yep. So this was the last card of the read, that extra card I was supposed to pull. So very significant. And it's Lilac and Salted 54, which is the Page of Swords, which is that message of truth. And it's all about higher realms and magic. So that was the final card, number 23, and 23 is the King of Wands. So, like I said, the first card out was the Void. And really getting to that place of the void before, like, kind of pushing forward in your day. And with the energies of Pisces, Libra, and Taurus, perhaps. And remember, the North Node's changing into Taurus on the 22nd. So then going into the 23rd, which is why they're telling me that. Because the solstice is the 21st, but the North Node and South Node changes are on the 22nd, which then take place on the 23rd. The 5, the change, and I'm getting the precession of the equinoxes coming up as well, which also came up in the read. So there's a lot of balance needed here, dreaminess, and of course it's the holidays, which is always that an energy of people wanting to send, being at their best, wanting to gift other people, send love to others, but it's also a very stressful time. People running around trying to get too much done, or feeling they have to do certain things. And make sure you're doing things from an authentic place. If it's not resonating with you, don't do it, because it's not serving you to do that. So yeah, freedom, expansion, change. The Hierophant of that push forward. I said that yesterday too, which was definitely coming up in the message today about the Taurus bull being that push forward to follow through, right? Because no one can follow through like a Taurus can. And then the balance of the Libra energy, which are both Venus energies. So we have those Venusian energies. And then Neptune, which is really dreamy. So there's a lot of love and dreamy love there. Okay. So starting with this read, we start out with completion, mystery, and the mastery of life, and to pause to receive healing in coming together in joy. The Queen of Cups light body, so there was a big focus on cycling through each one of your chakras. So go into meditation and feel into each one of your chakras to release whatever is sitting in there. And it may just be personal stuff, letting go of things that you haven't done in order to get those things done so they're not weighing on you anymore. So get them off your plate. And then understand too the blockages that are coming up in each chakra. So like when your body's uncomfortable, notice what chakras it's blocking because of the discomfort or swelling in your body. So meditate through the 7 chakras. This was at 1041, which is the Wheel of Fortune, a turn for the better, and the Ace of Cups, which is self-love, spiritual love, and new love. The colors that came up in this read were gold, pink, blue, white, and lilac. So a lot of high vibe energies there. There were no, the red, orange, and yellow weren't present in this read today. Just the pink of compassion, along with fire was the only element that came up. So it's really that clear, high vibe fire that was coming up in the read today. With that golden white light was definitely coming in, and the pink of compassion and self-love, being inspired. And then that crowning energy of opening up to the other side, and the blue. So the blue is different from the indigo, right? Because it's blue, but it comes up as an indigo color. So whatever you resonate with for this blue, it's coming up from the throat chakra to the third eye, and to focus on those energies, as well as the white. So going through the crown, right? So we have blues, lilacs, whites, and then the gold. So we're connecting to the higher realms and having compassion in that. And of course, indigo came up too. So both blues came up. So go through all of that. So I did that myself. And some of them were just personal stuff, things that I need to get done when I went through my chakra layers. But what I did want to share with you, well, first of all, the root, when I went to my root chakra, the plumbers came up, but it was really funny because, you know, we always associate plumbers with the mafia type of energy, right? Because they go into the dark stuff to clear it out. So that was coming up, and that's a clearing that needs to happen as well. From the sacral chakra, it was very beautiful, actually. What I was getting from the sacral chakra was the polarity of the twin template, right? So the twin is one polarity, and the separation is the other polarity. So you wouldn't normally think that, right? Because you think the twin is in the middle. But the twin is one polarity, the separation is the other polarity. The center is the one, the third flame, the I am presence. So until you are able to merge those two polarities, you are in the I am presence, your connection with God, right, with your higher self. And when you're able to merge the polarities into that one I am, when you are good in that energy, that's when the two of the twins comes into the center with the one in the middle of it as that third energy. And the separation is the space the third energy creates between the two twins for balance. It's really cool. So if you draw basically 3 ones, like a Roman numeral 3, that's the energy of the central energy, the 3, with the space between, right? Because you need space. It's just like that alignment card from the Journey of Love deck, where I show you the 2 kind of floating and then there's space between, and I say that you don't need to change lanes because that space will naturally merge together, that there's always space between because you're individuals and yet together. So you need that space to be your individual self and yet be together at the same time. So that was really cool coming up from the sacral chakra. From my solar plexus, I was just feeling really bloated, but I'm taking coal right now, which tends to bloat me, but I was really feeling a little disconnected from my third eye because of that bloating. And when I went to my heart chakra, I was getting, it was all about the rebirth of the babies. So your own little child rebirthing, but also babies coming. So all about the babies. And the throat chakra was weird. It was just some outstanding, not even stuff I need to do. Outstanding checks that people haven't cashed yet. There was something significant about there, about just speaking up about it. And like I said, my third eye felt blocked because of my body bloating. And then the crown, the only thing, I was getting a personal message there, but I was also getting the ponytail, my hair, right? Because your hair is a connector for us to the etheric realms. And you notice, what do you do at your crown? Like, do you usually have your hair down? Do you wear it up in a ponytail? There's some kind of significance that's coming up around that. And also water. I've been using a lot of water, like, so if I don't shower in the morning because I'm planning on working out or something like that, I'll wet my scalp, to bring water in and just splash my face and arms. I'll actually use the residual water and put it on my arms. So just getting as much water in your body as well as drinking it as possible to have really good connection. So the void, walking away within to a fresh start. Receiving the sunlight, allow the shadow to transform the chaos of life, right? So chaos is the polarity of death. And then in between is that joy, that happiness. So receiving the sunlight, allowing the shadow to transform the chaos, right? The dark and the light, the creation and the destruction, the implosion, the explosions, all the polarity energies coming together into that balance. It's like you're allowing the shadow as the dark, right? The dark of the nothingness of the feminine to transform the chaos of too much of the masculine, right? Like the accelerator and the brake, and to relieve the inner child's burdens. And then fill that void with the golden white light. Send that light to the golden gate, which is coming up as the Centaur gate, the 1212 gate that's open now, which may be being sealed at the 21st solstice, because one of the messages I told you about yesterday was talking about, that was Patricia, that the gate seals on the 21st, basically sealing in the new age, was the message I was getting. So you were sending light. This also came up with Sam the Illusionist about the need for us to send light to the sun, because we're transmuting the leaving of the elites from the planet. So, and that's why they also talked about we're going to have a really cold winter because we need to send our light back to the sun for that to transmute the energies they're sending off. So we might have a very cold winter. But all those energies were coming up all together. So we need to send our light to the sun as well. So we're receiving it, but we're also sending it back in this golden gate, or this centaur gate of the 1212 portal, to light up the bridge for the winter solstice transformation of the elite leaving the planet. The Holy Grail to the holy communication or communion or connection. To pull in the golden light from the sun and send it back to the golden gate, the centaur gate. I was also getting Alpha Centauri again. And the relationship to Lion's Gate, which aligns with Sirius. So here, Centaur Gate, they may be, I don't know if there's an actual a central alignment with Alpha Centauri, but if someone knows about that, they can let me know in the comments below. And I was getting a connection to the direct alignment on 4-4 as well, which is the Ram's Gate. And is that Arcturus? I'm not positive. So let me know if you know anything, because I don't know anything about the astrological alignments on a personal level. So Pleiadian Seven Sisters was coming up and aligning with Taurus, which is the bull, which is Horus, the child of Isis and Osiris, faced by the hunter Orion, which is Osiris, and the divine spouse Sirius, which is Isis. They were relating this. This is from blog-en.theplanetarisystem.org. And take what resonates with you, and if something doesn't resonate, then don't take it. But this is just the site I was guided to go into. So the Sun of the Suns, 1122 is coming up very significantly, which is interesting because I actually made one of my tarot cards out of the date 1122. 1122 each year between Scorpio and Sagittarius is a fundamental direction between the solar and cosmic centers that is turned on. The Earth is aligned with the central volcano of the Sun and the other central sun, Alcyone, of the Pleiades. The origin and central pivot of the 7 solar systems, the cosmic septenary, of which ours is a part of that. The stars of the bull, the onward rushing animal, equals the cosmic sources of light, the rhythmic impulse of fire, which fire was the only element that came up in the read this morning. The bright Pleiades chariot, led by the central Alcyone, hurtles through the cosmic flashes of the bull and the initiatory ones of the celestial ram. So here, not only Taurus, but Aries is coming up as well. That's no longer with stars behind the apparent sun on the first day of spring, which ended up at the time 1122. So here comes that date again. Now Aries being lined up between the stars of the fishes and the bridges of the water, which is Taurus, had to do with Taurus and Aquarius, the coming of the new age. Even though the fishes is, Piscean energy. So at 1122, the 7 sisters equals the spring stars. In Latin, it's the Virgiliae. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, Vergiliae, as they were ruling the equinox with I can't even say it. I cannot talk today. Aldebaran, the eye of the bull, and the beginning of a major cycle, Kali Yuga, of the 432,000 year cycle. Thus the process cycle of the 25. The 25,000 year was called the Great Year of the Pleiades, the 7 sisters of central Alcyone, which is the central pivot point, into which the divine breath, or motion they call it, works incessantly during the Manvantara, and you notice there's Tara in there, the cycle of manifestation. So the cycles have to do with 250 million years, and then 250,000 years, and then 25,000 years, the precessional cycle of Earth called the Great Year of the Pleiades. So then, of course, they bring up the 25, which is the Knight of Wands, by the way, which is a quarter, which is really funny because I always associate that with a quarter as well, like quarter. So for me, like 25 was significant because my life lesson number is 44, and 25, I always would refer to as quarter, 4. So 25 is 1 quarter, or fourth of 1. 100 divided by 4 equals 25. the quaternary, the squaring of the circle, which I just read somewhere else that's like, I think Edgar Cayce, that was like the epitome of completion, right? When you get to the square and the circle, the 7, the 3 plus 4 is the 7. That's the completion. The idea is here they're saying the idea is manifesting through form, the circle and the square. The Pleiades equals the vehicle of manifestation of the third aspect, the substance-appearance of the great cosmic being, which the great bear, which is really funny because yesterday in the animal spirit cards, I kept tripping up on bear and saying beer instead. So here the great bear is coming up, the first aspect, or spiritual life, and the little bear, the second aspect, the soul quality. Through the local quote-unquote regency of Sirius, which is the reflection of the second aspect, giving origin to the 7 solar systems of ours, circling around circling around Alcyone as the central pivot point. Okay, so we being one of 7 solar systems that pivot around Alcyone. So Sirius gave origin to the 7 solar system of ours. The bear, the Pleiades, and Sirius constitute a spiritual triad here, which governs the spiral cyclical activity of our solar system. The bear, Pleiades, and Sirius. Pleiades are to the solar system the source of electric energy, as our sun, the heart, or the love aspect of the logos. Pleiades is the feminine opposite of Brahma, the vehicle of the third aspect, creator, the 7 mothers of the 7 aspects of formal life, and the wives of 7 sages of the great bear, the mother that feeds the Christ child, or the solar system. Alcyone is the central magnet of the solar substance, the cosmic throat chakra. The teaching of the star of the individual, or the star of intelligence connected through Taurus and Aquarius, the rising sun of universal service. Okay, so this is all connecting to the awakening of the unity consciousness in Aquarius right now. And I was guided to this through a totally different question, right? So this is how they get the information to me. So Pleiades to Sirius, as Earth is to Venus. Okay, that like person to soul. The lower mind of Pleiades to the higher mind of Sirius. Sirius is coming up here as the brooding mother, the silver constellation, the voice, a tinkering bell, which is interesting they're bringing up the silver, because I always talk about the mother being the silver. Once they give birth, they give their gold away to their child, and they don't get their gold back until they learn to love themselves first again. So in the Arab language, Alcyone is al-Wasat, the heavenly hen with its chicks, which is funny, right? Because we talk a lot lately about the fox leaving the hen house. The first stone, or the temenu, is the cornerstone of building the temple. For the Chaldeans, it was the kima, the immortal seal, or the pivot. The Hindus is Amba, the mother, the stars of fire, the mothers of Kartikeya, the Indian god of war, which is parallels with Archangel Michael, and Mars as the carrier of sun, the Vulcan's will, symbolized by a flame and governed by Agni, the god of sacred fire, as the only element in the read came up was fire today. The sun to earth to Alcyone alignment is the love light impulse for orienting the heavenly will to fulfill the unity consciousness. And then they bring up the year 2025 as being ultra significant because of that 25 reference of the 250,000 years, the 25,000 years, and we're approaching 25 in just a few years. So 2025 receives and transmits the third cosmic ray of creative intelligence at 1147, which is justice of the synchronicities. And that's the same energy that I was just telling you to do, right? To receive the downloads from the sun, but then send them back as well. So in 2025 as well, there's a reception and transmission of the third cosmic ray of creative intelligence coming in. But we're also getting, maybe we're getting a taste of that on the 21st, because I told you that too. Sam the Illusionist had talked about in his channelings. We're getting a huge upgrade download that we've never experienced before. It's not just a new download we've never experienced before. The actual energy that's coming in is, we have not experienced this before. It's very intense. So it may be the first of that, because they've been acclimating us to being able to receive this kind of energy, because we can only receive so much at a time. So I'm kind of interested to feel what it's going to feel like on the 21st. So then they list the rays of alignments here. So they talk about, and again, this site is, this site was blog-en.theplanetarisystem.org, and it started out about the date 11/22, as we go into a Sagittarius, which we're in now. And the alignments listed were the first ray on the Sun, Earth, and is it Merak alignment? The second ray on the Sun, Earth, Sirius connection, which that's the Lionsgate connection alignment. The 4th to 6th rays on Aldebaran, I'm not sure which way where the syllable needs to go, Aldebaran or Aldebaran, however you want to say it, that the Sun and the Earth and Antares connection there, there's an alignment. The 5th ray is Regulus, Earth, and Sun. The 7th ray is on the Earth, the Sun, Earth, Famalhat alignment. And the 3rd is a thought form made of 7 living centers. The first being I initialize egoic contacts. The second being I trace the initiatory way. The 3rd being I illuminate the planetary purpose. The 4th is I lead the regular advancement of the human group. The 5th is I plan the rhythms and cycles of advancement. The 6th is I feed the sacred fire. And the 7th is I research the dialogue with the infinite. Very interested, because I was just talking about the word or thought bubble, like they use in the comic strips. And that comes in here as well. I don't know if I actually brought that up yet, but it's in this message. So the eye of the bull, very significant here, the revelation, like that thought bubble, the evolutionary process being steady in there. This is the Taurus, steady onward rush, that push, without cessation, right? Because Taurus never gives up, of sublime revelation through the Great Bear to Shambhala on Earth at 11:55, which is justice and truth for all. So truth and justice for all, yeah. So getting back to the read, the Holy Grail to the Holy Communication, or the Holy Communion, or the Holy Connection, right, to Source, via Metatron's magnetic bridge with the Christ unity consciousness. That's the gate of the Centaur gate, right? It's the unity consciousness connection, where a new dawn is upon us of high vibration. No more shadow in the valley of death, as Mother Creation expands through abundant, and I went to write flowering, but they wrote following and had me cross it out to replace it with flowering. So with Mother Creation expanding through abundant flowering, not following, to be your authentic self, innocent and loving. And who are you today? The twin flames untie knots of karmic electromagnetic grid with self-love and nurturing, inspired by pink and shells and Archangel Sandalphon. You notice the sand and shells coming up, referencing the beach, the pink beach with shells that are pink, basically, on the Fool's Journey. And you, right? So you are the shell. To gain clarity of any shadow that's left within you, go within, right? You are the instrument. You are the hollowed instrument that makes sound at 11:59, which is the 11th hour, the minute before noon, right? Before 12. Be present, mother yourself to the wake-up call with the shell, using the shell or the instrument, which is you are one of those instruments. That's your voice coming out of an instrument. And then at noon, right on the dot, a lot of source energy backing up the wisdom of the hanging man, seeing new perspectives. Align by listening and taking in each note or tone, each streak of white light that you feel or see, like the white nadi that I posted in that picture. I don't know if I used that picture yet that day. When I was doing Jen's meditation the other day, I took pictures afterwards because I did the meditation in the sun, and the sun pictures were like huge rainbow energies around it with the reflection of the sun was going into the tree branches, and they looked like little knotty energy lines all around the sun. It was really cool. So lead the way in the dance of the divine masculine, divine feminine, and the third flame. Answer the call that bellows within to come out of the dark. At 12:02, which is the hanging man and the high priestess and the divine feminine energy, purity and innocence of the King of Swords, along with Metatron's rainbow bridge, and remember the King of Swords is like the 3D gate holder, the divine masculine, right, very much in the mind, going across Metatron's rainbow bridge of the 27, the third flame, saying that that is the wind beneath your wings, divine feminine, the dragon's strength and fire from the sun to purify the fire, to cross over to your family waiting on the other side. Self-satisfaction of each one getting there on their own, right? The satisfaction of doing something on your own. At sunset, remember, your family is reflecting back messages to you of your energy and what it looks like. The messages of magic, Disney World like, and that picture of the purple castle, the magic kingdom of heaven on earth. So then at 12:08, which is the hangman and the dance, heal from the underlying energy through your chakra layers. This is the world coming together with the Queen of Cups, the Mary Magdalene energy, especially with children now. The first section here is to clear the heart, the golden chalice, for notes of all creation in the womb of life, the third eye, the tomb of the soul, as the Holy Grail golden cup activates the void, the third eye, pineal gland, while holding the womb top down, the upside down cup. The third eye is that light bulb moment. So it's connecting the heart, right? The heart rules both sides. It's like the intermediary between the womb and the third eye. And there is, a couple of years ago, I was getting a direct energy line, nervous system wise, from the pineal gland directly to the heart, as opposed to going down the spine, which a lot of other connections do. So there is a direct connect from the third eye to the heart, and then also from the heart to the womb, of course. The third eye, it's coming up as the light bulb, right? So your pineal is coming up as the light bulb moment, right? Like the bubble of words above your head. And then the womb is the inverted light bulb, or the life bulb, the teardrop. So here we have the exclamation above your head in the word bubble, and then the tear as the inversion of that, the life bulb, the light bulb and the life bulb. The light bulb brings commentary without speaking, right? Because we're going to learn to speak without needing to use our words, just by any kind of psychic communications, because we have many different ways of connecting without speaking, right? Some of the twins connect through their cord, they connect through their crown, they connect through their third eye. So there's different ways of connecting. But again, the thought bubble is the upside down tear, and the tear is considered the life bubble, the womb. And this was... this next information is coming from heartstar.org. So right at that moment, they guided me to re-enter what I was looking for before that I didn't find, because I was looking for that alignment, like the Lion's Gate alignment, where Sirius aligns with Earth and the central sun on that date. So what aligns on April 4th, which I still haven't found. But what did come up was on April 4th to 5th, 2020, there was those Pluto-Jupiter conjunctions 3 times in 2020, but it wasn't just Pluto and Jupiter, it was conjunct with the asteroid Pallas Athena as well, which is referenced as the divine feminine. And guess what the cosmic twin flame is to Pallas that they're bringing up here? Well, the Pallas Athena divine feminine is twin flame to none other than Ganymede, the moon of Jupiter. How cool is that? So of course there's a command center there on Ganymede, very connected to Jupiter and the Galactic Federation and the other councils, and guided, the name they used here is Ashtar. This is separated, Kari. So Ashtar, Alana has said many times, isn't an actual person, it's a peoples, right? So I feel like this was coming up as someone from the Ashtar peoples, Kari. So Ashtar, because they're separated by syllable, Ashtar, Kari. So Kari, the twin flame of Aurora, Athena, Ash. Okay, so there's a direct connect of Pallas and Ganymede to Andromeda and Avalon, pairs with Pluto's liberation and rebirth last July. And that was, I think, in their words, last July, so that might have been July of 2019, actually. So again, there's the liberation coming up, which we're revisiting now. And these come back around, come up, is it like Saturn return every 2.5 years or so? It sounds like Saturn. So this liberation that came up in July of 19 is now coming back about 2.5 years later in Pluto's liberation now. That's really cool that I made that connection, because I normally wouldn't have thought of that. So also the first alignment through 444, which was April 4th, 2020, was 444, that very angelic alignment. So from upi.com, this was on 11/30/21, so very recently, it said, planets to align in December before 2021's best meteor showers. So there was a big one, 12/13-14, and the Moon, Jupiter, Saturn, and Venus alignment 12/10. But also on the solstice, 21st to the 22nd, is another Ursid meteor shower, maybe not as many per hour, so not as easy to see. And then on January 2nd, 22, is Quadrantids meteor shower, which are about 20 to 30 per hour, which seemed more significant to me. So back to the read, the inverted light of the life bulb, or the womb, is the tear, a purging mechanism, like food and poo. It's love light streaming in and then purging the dark energy through your tears, as opposed to poo or pee, and needing compassion for yourself at 12:41, which is the hanging man, and the 41 of the self-love, spiritual love, new love. The second column here was about receiving the sunlight, the love light, from the galactic gate, the Centaur gate, the key to authentic self of the child, unity, and curiosity. And I was also getting the curiosity that killed the cat, but I was getting, instead of being the dude, right, to be the cool cat, it's taking that's ego, right, taking that image away to be the innocent child again. And Sagittarius is really good at that, right, because they're naturally curious. That's that God energy of the child. Spirit's connecting with me. Very sweet and creative, like Archangel Sandalphon, with his mini harp, which they were telling me is not so heavy to carry around like a big harp would be, right? You can't carry that around. It's too heavy. The third column was coming up as Know Thyself in this new dawn. Connect with the electromagnetic grid. And remember, the bridge is Metatron magnetic. And the M's were coming up here, right? EM for electromagnetic is M. And Ilana Danan always talks about the Pleiadians' god called Imana. But she spells it with an I. I spell it with an E. Because for me it comes up as Imana, as the man enveloped in the light, because in Pleiadian also, the AE of the ash means light. So this is man, Imana is man enveloped in the EA, which is the reflection of the AE of the ash. Man enveloped in the light, right? Man of lack of light enveloped in the light of God. To go in for clarity whenever you feel shadow popping up. So it's just saying now, we're dealing with the dregs right now, with the plumber and the dregs, to really get the last of the little crap, which was coming up yesterday too, with the revving of the engine of the car. That feeling of that last bit being really pushed off as we push into the Taurus energy at 12:46, which is the hanging man, and the 46 of the children hugging, the innocent inner children, being very loving and wise and always able to pursue new perspectives. And 2025 coming up is a really significant year. So this is like, we're going into 2022. So it's we have 22, 23, and 24, 3 full years before the 25 comes in. Yeah. So the end of 25 would be a full 4 years from now. I'm just trying to parallel that to something. So let's get into the other reads. We have the union read and then the twin flame read in front of you. This is the union read. It is, wait a minute, I went to the wrong page. Today it is 3D, 4D, 5D again, because I want to get that 3D energy in there because we're really converting out of the 3D. But I want you to notice what's 3D and what's not 3D for you. So 3D is this bottom row, 4D and 5D, the incoming divine feminine, the outgoing divine masculine, the feminines on the left, masculines on the right, and the bridge between them in the center, the underlying energy and the closing energy here for the union read. And I'll show you the read on the table too, is the more general read for the twin flames with all aspects, not just the physical union. And this is the Syrian Starseed deck for both, and this is the 7-deck read for the general read. If there's something that doesn't resonate with you, please don't force it to fit. It is a general read for all twin flames, and if you want something more specific, I'm glad to do a read for you. My information is below as well as on my website, twinflames3344.com. I'm going to turn the light on here for the reads as well. So this 3D, 4D, 5D union read for today, the 16th, the Tower energy. The underlying energy was the 3 of Wands, the Page of Swords, and then the 8 of Wands. Being present to the flame, that third flame, and open to your gifts, the Page of Swords message about that energetic exchange, which is also arrows of love, or a lot of communication and or travel back and forth. And the splatter of the 0-point field, waiting for the ship to come in, and finally a message with a lot of back and forth subsequently. The incoming divine feminine is the King of Swords, the 2 of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. The King of Swords is connecting with an outpouring of love or gushing of love. In the 3D is the Lovers, the Queen of Pentacles, and the 10 of Cups. The divine feminine, Lovers, affection, and rainbow smoke. The divine masculine, I'm getting that like smoke and mirrors type of energy. Oh, I'm seeing there's a couple birds out front. They seem like robins, but it was really bright red under that wing. There's some birds who are all coming in right now. So divine lovers in the 3D, affection, rainbow, smoke. But that could be some smoke and mirrors, but of a higher vibrational tone here with the rainbow. The divine masculine with the 10 of Cups being the top dog, emotionally fulfilled, or the top 3 spots with all the light. Remember that the top spot, you know, is a very vulnerable position. It's got all, like the top of the mountain, you got all the glory, but it's the vulnerable spot as well, which makes me think of when I was at the top of a mountain in Italy skiing, and it wasn't like a well put together resort, you know, it was like a kind of a community thing where you had to walk a block or two just to get back to the bottom of the hill. It was kind of a pain in the butt. But boy, was the top of that mountain scary. It was windy up there, and you felt like you were like on top of the world and no way to get down because the literally the ski slope that I was at the top of, you couldn't see over. It was really scary, and there was no way I was going to go down that hill. But that's the feeling I'm getting now of the divine masculine and the 10 of Cups being the top dog and being very vulnerable at the top with no protection. Bridging in 3D with the Queen of Pentacles wasting her time, money, and effort. The 4D here is the 10 of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the 4 of Cups. The divine feminine with flame in hand, or basement, a dark shell, or needs more light, but the flame in hand leaving the wounded warrior behind, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. The divine masculine on an island, feeling alone, with 3 supports behind him perhaps, but perhaps he's ignoring the fact that that is. Seeing the starlight, but it seems so far away, like looking up at the stars, like it's impossible to reach. Bridging with the Page of Swords, climbing every mountain. Climb every mountain, forge every stream. And so it's like that, you know, until you find your dream, keep going, never give up. The Page of Swords, climbing every mountain to try to get closer and touch it, to know that it is real. A thought, an idea appearing out of thin air, but where did it come from? Because the intellectual masculine needs to understand. Searching high and low, from the dungeon to the rough ocean waters to frozen Mount Everest, until you find your dream. Right? So it's always looking for that dream where we're always told and we know that the journey is the dream, right? Not the destination. So when we stop looking for where we can get to, that's when we start the fool's journey and start loving every moment of our life. The 5D here is the Knight of Wands, the 10 of Pentacles, and Starseed. The divine feminine Knight of Wands, the royal with a slow burn, setting in after a long journey. or settling in after a long journey, as the flame is running out. The Divine Masculine with a big download to the crown, or open space on the head amidst fertile ground of greens and purples, again, which is that indigo third eye and the green emerald heart, and bridging with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, and or heaven on earth. The outgoing Divine Masculine is the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the King of Cups. No longer hiding in the woods, out of the sun, the wounded warrior surrenders to unconditional love as the King of Cups in energetic exchange and the arrows of love. At 610, which is my mother's birthday, 610 is also an area code in our area. It's the lovers and that high vibe Wheel of Fortune. And then to the 11 of Justice, which is truth and balance, of the Divine Feminine, the 3D lovers or affections bridging to the 5D Knight of Wands. In the Divine Masculine side is the 10 of Cups, family or emotional fulfillment, that 3D family, not understanding that it's lonely at the top, with the masculine exposed to constant incoming to the head. The bridge here is the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Swords family, or the Queen of Pentacles with messages to the Ten of Pentacles family, business, or community. Having to climb to great heights just to get a message, a simple little message from the family, business, or community, which is what I started out my video with, talking about, no replies at all. So the numbers here for this read were all about the 66, which is the Queen of Pentacles. The horizontal grid ended up with the pillars of 21, 14, and 31, which is the World, the Temperance card, and 31 of the Five of Wands. And the vertical pillars were 3, 2, 1, which is the Empress, the High Priestess, and the Magician, also 3, 2, 1 jump. And then 2 10s, so 2 Wheel of Fortunes, the 14 of the Temperance card, 2 9s of the Hermits, and then 1 8, which is the dance of strength, inner and outer strength, and the manifestation of dreams with the Queen of Pentacles. So completion with the patient angel, with conflict with the world of a higher love, the patient angel in conflict with the Queen of Pentacles. But also, so it's the world of a higher love, right? The energy we're going into now. The patient angel in conflict with the old version, which is the Queen of Pentacles, because she's coming up reverse in this read. 3, 2, 1 jump in your destiny times 2 of a higher love to infinity and beyond with the Queen of Pentacles here. The Empress world, double destiny of patience, and double hermits dancing with the Queen of Pentacles. And again, that can be the third energy, right? Especially if there's someone still involved between the twins, like a partner. The Empress, High Priestess, and Magician in high vibe destiny of patience and balance, and the never-ending story or dance of manifestation with the Queen of Pentacles. But she is coming up as, was she in there? Yeah, so the Queen of Pentacles in this read, it's not like the Queen of Pentacles is always this. In this read, she's in the 3D realm, all right? So she's coming up as someone in a 3D energy who may be in a reversed position. And that can be us at times, right? If we let our energy fall back into the 3D energy again. So then we have the twin flame read in front of you on the table. That was cut at 7:02. 7 is the Chariot. We're just talking about the Chariot of the Pleiades, and the 2 of the High Priestess, which is the Divine Feminine. And of course, Pleiades is the 7 sisters, which is interesting too, because my parents and 2 birds just crossed paths it was so cool. As I looked at the window, it literally made an X, crossing paths in different directions. And I don't know if you can see them, but they're flying all over the place. My parents lived in Bend, Oregon. Did you hear that? One of the birds just hit the other room window. They're like going nuts out there. That might be my parents giving me a message too. So my parents, I grew up in the Philadelphia area, but my parents always wanted to move somewhere else because they did a hiking trip with their friends every year. And they found a place, they found Bend, they were referred there by friends of theirs, and so they traveled through there on the way home from California one trip and just loved it. So they moved to Bend after my dad retired. Actually, before that, my mom moved out a couple of years before my dad was able to retire. And so she was out there mostly on her own for the first 2 years. But they loved it out there, and they didn't want to come back. But they were out there for about 10 years. But I'm bringing that up because Sisters Mountains is out there, talking about the Pleiadians and seven sisters. And my parents were Geminis, 7 years and 7 days apart. My father was June 3rd and my mom was June 10th. But very much that energy around the twins, with both of them being Geminis as well. And talk about 1, 2, 3 jump. Jimmy Jump, my little brother, who I talk about sometimes, he's a Gemini too, who lives out. He's out in Washington now, Washington State. So very much those energies coming up. So the chariot of the seven sisters, and perhaps the seven sisters, which, that's very close to Shasta. And we have in this read, I finished at 727, so 702 is the cut, and then 727, which of course is an airplane, was coming up too, which is the chariot and the third flame, the single flame, the Ace of Wands. So they're talking about Alcyon, because Alcyon is the central pivot point of the seven sisters, which is Alcyon being the pivot point of the seven different solar systems, one of which is ours. We have the major arcana in this read of the Strength card, Indigo, Shadow, and the Star. Before the read is Higher Self, and after the read is Reason, which is the Emperor, Abundance, which is the Empress, and Luna, which is the Moon. We have 5 swords and 2 cups. That was it. There were no pentacles or wands in the main card read. They were all swords and cups. And 52 is the Queen of Swords, which is very much the light of the Divine Feminine, she's like a war widow, right? So war widow of the Adam and Eve story with the light. And then we have the Queen of Swords in the read with the King of Swords. So how perfect is that? The King and Queen of Swords. And plus the King of Swords came up in the Metatron cards this morning as well. So we also have the Page of Wands, which is that third energy that came up after the read. So we have the King and Queen of Swords, and then the third energy of the Page of Wands. We had triple ones and triple fours in this read. Triple ones is about that new start, right? That push forward of the bull going forward. And then the 4 is the bull, right? That stability of survival. I'm going to push through no matter what, right? That's that energy. 4 is about learning how to live on this planet. But we're going to the 8s of a higher vibration of manifestation of dreams as opposed to just survival. So we're really focusing on that survival energy right now, the triple 4s, but that's also the angelic energy, which is talked about, of April 4th, 2020, 444. Yeah, so there's going to be another return. So whatever started 4/4/2020, they're telling me is significant because that's going to cycle back around whenever Saturn repeats itself. So that would be sometime in 2022, like later in 2022. And then double 10s came up here too for that very high vibration. So there's huge shift energies here because we have 10, 10, and then triple ones. And that's going from the old, we're done. There's no 9 here. We're done already. We're in the transition, fully in the new beginning of the triple ones. And then the 4, which is like gaining our stability, like really settling our feet in to ground ourselves into this new realm. It's very significant. As the King and Queen of Swords. The code line here, and Spirit's connecting with me, was all about physical activity and adventure. The code line was number 14, which is the angelic realms, again, with the Temperance card, the angels, the patient angel, balance, taking one step at a time, off the beaten path, right? Mixing the cups back and forth very slowly and carefully. And the 14 is coming from 10 and 4, which is the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, and again the 4 of the Emperor, which is all about control. So, and this is coming up as like high vibe control, right? Control of your actions, of your thoughts, in order to give you that peaceful life every moment, if you want it. The ability to control your thoughts so that you can stay in that place of peace, joy, and love. The code line is all about physical activity and adventure. And also, since 14 was coming from 10 and 4, it's 10-4, message received. So big message received. The messages were coming up from the code line as the C. So S and I were coming up, which is Sophia for me, and the I am presence, right? So the masculine and feminine, God, head. But also the C with your eyes, C with the ocean and emotions, C with the letter C of the Christ or unity consciousness. But SI is also if and yes. So see, and if yes, bridge, empty and closed strength to the nth degree, grounding, integrating, and mastering I am that I am in physical activity and adventure. But A was separated from adventure. So the A, I'm just getting Adam and apple of the adventure. But it's the A divine of the D venture, the divine venture. The Sophia source and the I am bridges Metatron moral man to pull them up for strength to the nth degree. So it's saying the feminine source energy of Sophia, I am, bridges through Metatron magnetic service to the moral man in 3D to pull him up for strength to the nth degree through the bridge, grounding and integrating and mastering, which is Jim, which is that 1, 2, 3 jump, and it's also grounding, integrating love, but especially receiving of love, I am that I am, physical activity, and a divine venture, right? Your body is an adventure. Just being in this physical body is your adventure of being on earth as a human. And here we have the divine feminine literally pulling the masculine up through the bridge, right? If they're stubborn, it's now like pulling them up through the bridge. Sophia source, bridging. It's like the empty bridge. It has to empty the bridge because it's closing. You know, like a bridge would close and they put a sign up to empty out the bridge. That's the energy that was coming up here. To see, and if yes, the bridge is empty and closed, needing strength to the nth degree to ground, integrate, and master I am that I am in the physical activity or adventure of being in a human body. Source Sophia I am bridges Metatron moral man to pull them up for strength to the nth degree, grounding, integrating, and mastering I am that I am in the physical activity of being a human in the divine adventure or venture. The Queen of Swords is the first card coming up here in the underlying energy. So this is the Queen of Swords. And by the way, the card above that in the recent past is the King of Swords. They came up together. We have the mini cards on top, and then I go down 5 cards. So on top was the Queen of Swords upright, but below her, from the bottom up, was Higher Self upright, 10 of Wands upright, the 7 of Wands reversed, the 4 of Wands upright, and then the 4 of Swords reversed. So the Higher Self, along with Akashic Records, and Atlas, leaving the wounded warrior behind, so it's like the feminine and the masculine energies. The Higher Self with Akashic Records, like the feminine with the book open, you know, clearing all of the wounds, and then Atlas leaving the wounded warrior behind, which is the masculine needing to leave that you know, the soldier behind, basically. Defenseless to energies, to the group and drama of home union, unable to sleep and rising above, or awake and coming out to the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords in her knowing and staying clear. The Knight of Pentacles is offering help or payment to the Knight of Swords with a message or delivery. The Queen of Swords is keeping to herself and walking away from the, I wrote World War III, but it's the World Wide Web, but I was just getting the World Wide War, as opposed to 1, 2, or 3, because we're not doing that anymore. This is the World Wide Web, right? And if anything, it's a spiritual war. It's not a physical war anymore. So the feminine's keeping to themselves and walking away from the World Wide Web, or the World Wide War, the world complete, the divine feminine or Pisces, or the neighborhood. So walking away from the neighborhood to end the stress, perhaps the sister coming up here, but also the suffering and silence of the nightmare and purging. The Queen of Swords offering help, but keeping their thoughts to themselves, right? Not preventing others from doing it themselves, right? Giving guidance, but not telling them what to do necessarily. Letting the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords work it out between themselves. Or they've done their part, that each must find their own way. Walking away from the Queen of Cups reversed, the wounded warrior is guarded, while the Knight of Wands rushes in to the rescue, coming clean about their guilt, or cleaning up the act or space. Yeah, 1s and 7s are coming up big too, because adding some stuff, I was doing a reconciliation yesterday, and the 1s and 7s were all coming up together. At 8:10, which is the dance and the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, the English patient, The wounded warrior galloping through the desert to bare their soul. Peter Pan coming clean about not wanting to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. But the wounds got heavy about the lies that were told, or not being able to see over the fence. The Knight of Wands leaving the Queen of Cups reversed, wounded warrior behind, to come clean with the Queen of Swords, or charging and hoping it doesn't cost too much. Defenseless to the energies, attacks, or being ganged up on. There's no need here for an excuse. They're happy with themselves. And if the others don't like it, well then that's their issue to work out in wounding or shadow work. The Queen of Pentacles reversed is ungrounded or overworked or just not working out, with 99 bottles of beer on the wall and a mess to clean up. Top down, behind the curtain, the wizard, a yogi, or the Tiger King, which came up yesterday, because I watched that the other night, which he was, very narcissistic, abusive person. So the Tiger King is coming up here, and definitely the energy of the Tiger King was coming up in the read, or someone with lots of trophies from the days gone by, or thinking of selling a collection you love to make some extra money. Chemistry is coming up, and beneath that was You Deserve Love for the twins, along with the Divine Feminine being judged sweetly by Cupid or Aquarius or double X. The Knight of Cups reversed may be jealous, moody, or feeling rejected or insincere. That can be the schmoozer energy too. Someone's just kissing up to people to get their way, but they're not being sincere about it. Offering love to the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles offering something healthy to regain balance in an unhealthy relationship or codependency. So it's like passing it on, like the Knight of Cups reversed is offering love but insincerely to the Knight of Pentacles. But the Knight of Pentacles is offering something healthy to regain balance in an unhealthy relationship or codependency. Sex, codependency, depression, and alcoholism is showing here. With the poison apples put back or left out too long. Or literally someone poisoning someone they live with. Wanting to win the silver cup with a cherry on top. Or is that second place along with dessert? Or what's love got to do with it anyway? So that could be someone's perspective at 8:32, which is the dance of manifestation of dreams and the journey. And here wanting to win, the word win came up the other day too, which I told you, I believe, as two U's in, when someone wins, in Sophia energy. That's winning, is being in that Sophia feminine energy. So, and what's love got to do with, of course, Tina Turner's coming up in Ike. And of course, now I'm blanking out. I don't know why. I know so many words, but I don't remember them anymore. For those of you not familiar with me, I was jogging, got hit by a car in 16, and so if my memory wasn't bad enough already from menopause and just, the other issues, my memory probably was never that great anyway. But on top of that, I had a really bad concussion, so it's hard for me to retrieve the simplest words. One second. So what I was talking about, when someone's trying to hurt someone in the house, so Munchausen syndromes, and there's two, right? One is hurting yourself to get attention, the other one's hurting others to get attention. So it's Munchausen's and Munchausen's by proxy, so that's coming up again, and some of you may be more familiar with that from Ghost, the movie Ghost. They did the same kind of thing where they were filming someone and watching them poison the child. So that's coming up here. Like anything to win. And then we have spiritual career. Well, health is 71, which is the Three of Pentacles, the co-creation card for me. And then beneath that is spiritual career, very significant with the 78, which is that 10 of Pentacles, family, business, community, or heaven on earth. But it's coming up as a burden, Atlas, working out, slave labor, the weight of the world, and no one to help. Home, detoxing, working there too, the high priestess in their knowing, or flooding, secrets and psychic abilities. Capricorn is upright with Pisces upright times 2 perhaps, with the world now complete or coming full circle, with the Knight of Wands reversed, out of the picture, or falling short and can't sleep, or awakening and putting self out there without using their sexuality, or someone's leg got stuck, or loss of limb, or deep healing chambers for a foot and or an ankle. Pisces upright, Sag reversed, no longer sleeping together, or twin Pisces, and these can just be sisters or brothers, twin Pisces, may have been played by a devilish Saggy or Capricorn in a big wake-up call here, in a rising above of the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, coming clean about overwork or what's not working in a codependency or health issues, slave wages and or slave labor issues, or too much weight or too much world for Atlas perhaps. And then at 8:50, which is the dance of emotional fulfillment, the choice of path of the twin and energetic exchange, or hours of love, with Atlas, with the weight of the world or slave labor, perhaps working too hard for the Emperor upright, or is that the Emperor? But the Emperor is upright here, with a dream or synchronicities and options, giving the truth to the King of Wands reversed here. So we have the Emperor upright, the King of Wands reversed. And then the twin flame, or the choice of path, in negative self-talk at home or in union, with the Page of Wands. Remember we talked about that being the third energy, the inspiration. The Page of Wands blissfully awake, overworking with the High Priestess, or on their psychic abilities, and unhappy 10 of Cups reversed, or an unhappy family. But the 10 of Pentacles family is upright, right, with wealth. So it's like the time, money, and effort part is really stable here. And that could be the close family versus the extended family, because we're dealing with the holidays here. This could be the Montagues and the Capulets, right, where the 10 of Pentacles would be the Montagues or the money family, the 10 of Cups being the emotional family of love. But the 10 of Cups here is reversed, the 10 of Pentacles is upright. And however that plays out in your situation, I just wanted to give you those different points. So overworking with the High Priestess and unhappy 10 of Cups reversed, but the 10 of Pentacles family upright. The Queen of Swords is upright, detoxing, or with Capricorn in their chart. The Knight of Pentacles hopes to manifest true love from the Page of Pentacles by offering the truth and hoping they stand up for themselves. The burned Knight of Cups reversed is released by keeping to themselves, but needing the strength to not let the Emperor take advantage of them. The Emperor may be looking to find peace by getting the Hermit to take care of all their responsibilities. And then 9:24 comes up with the Hermit and the Queen of Wands. In the recent past, the King of Swords reversed, with soulmate or kids loving each other, or fond memories of this, but no peace, with the King of Cups upright and the Queen of Cups reversed, with bliss, with the High Priestess, Cancer, or at night, conflicted, purging happiness, games and or fights, dropping the ball or facade to offer new passion to the one who feels guilty, causing their sleeplessness, purging, or suffering in silence in the dark night, death, or ending. Or a transition here. With Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio all upright here, we have all water. It's a lot of water. And then the foundation being the 8 of Swords reversed, and a release from hiding in the woods. The Hermit reversed, going crazy, or a parent who's losing their mind, or coming out to be present, or with a gift, or with your gifts. Grieving and depressed, recovering from exile, destitution, injury, or illness. And destitution doesn't have to be financial. It can be emotional destitution, spiritual destitution, whatever it is for you. Grieving and depressed, recovering from exile, destitution, injury, or illness. And the central energy here for this read is the 10 of Swords reversed, which is the bliss state, or the worst is over. The bliss of the present moment and or gifts. The Queen of Wands is upright, the Knight of Wands is upright, now that the worst is over, with the Magician manifesting in 2 directions of time-space in the new moment, or the now moment. Catering to the Queen of Wands and serving good news, it's like going in one direction and the other direction at the same time. catering to the Queen of Wands in one direction, but serving good news to detox the Page of Wands on the other direction, who's excited to receive a big passionate offer from a partnership or partnering up in energetic exchange with the wounded warrior. And here we have the rolling stone with the double E's and the double W's, right? Because the E becomes the M, which becomes the 3, which becomes the W. And you notice the wounded warrior and the Mary Magdalene energy, how they reflect each other as well. The challenge being the weakness of being satiated, just watching the game or the fight, or watching others pursue happiness while they watch, or being happy with self may be seen as a weakness by others, or bliss causing weakness, which then causes a fight. Justice of lack post-war, or the virus, or Libra upright and Taurus reversed post-war of the roses. Home dumping emotional attachments and or imbalances, spying through the curtain, or conflicted about spying on a couple, wanting to end the suffering in silence, the brokenness, the stuckness, the breakdown, the breakup, the death, ending of dark night, or Cancer reversed, Scorpio upright, and the King of Pentacles reversed, who's no superhero at the present moment, with romantic tie falling for the Queen of Pentacles reversed at night, or this could be a Cancer person. Or when the Knight of Swords comes rushing in with a message, the King of Wands reversed may have been withholding from the King of Pentacles reversed, or vice versa. It's kind of hard to tell which one's withholding here, but they're both reversed. So again, the King of Pentacles coming up is no superhero. Maybe he usually is, but now he's not anymore. With romantic tie and falling for the Queen of Pentacles reversed at night, or Queen of Pentacles reversed, Cancer, at 9:40, which is the Hermit and the Page of Cups, when the Knight of Swords all of a sudden comes rushing in with a message, and the Knight of Swords could be withholding from the King of Wands reversed, or the King of Wands reversed may be withholding that message from the King of Pentacles, or maybe they did that in the past, and now someone found out that their messages were held, or someone was trying to block them from messages so they wouldn't act on them. So at 9:41, now in the crowning position is the Indigo upright, proposing a release, but resisting sudden changes, perhaps in a divorce or a break from religion, establishment, or Taurus reversed, who may be lashing out or holding their tongue post-war to rise above. The Emperor's drained by Leo, kids, pets, or egos that are out of control, and the Queen of Swords is speaking out about grounding and integrating, brokenness of the Sovereign reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed, which can be a couple, it can be siblings, it can be a father, a parent and a child. It could be a mother and a child even, who's dependent. But Indigo no longer, and this is all earth energy there with the Sovereign reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed, the Indigo is no longer to be silenced by the justice system or depression, with Libra upright and Aquarius reversed in separation, breakup, or leaving drained or feeling burned, awake to the Ten of Pentacles family, business, or community, and the Page of Pentacles, fallen angel, or losing patience at work, with the King of Wands reversed, wounded warrior, receiving a message of love, or flirting with the Page of Cups child. And that could be puppy love as well. With Gemini both upright and reversed, or Virgo upright and Cancer reversed, Libra upright, Aquarius reversed, Leo, Capricorn, and Sag all reversed here. Or the King of Wands reversed is getting a message about the kids acting up at school, or works with kids and they're misbehaving, with Cancer reversed, Libra upright, and Aquarius reversed, may be separating from the Ten of Pentacles family, business, or community due to losing patience, or the King of Wands reversed, a fallen angel, causing issues. And soon for the twins is the Shadow reversed, the Divine Feminine or Pisces, or world complete, detoxing, or maybe they're finished detoxing, and the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, dark night's time. It's like the Page of Pentacles is just starting their dark night. It's their time to fall or take the leap. They may be pushed off the ledge or fall to their death. And that came up in the Tiger King. So in the story, you can watch it on Netflix, but the Tiger King, his second in command at one point ended up falling off a rock, but nobody understands why, because he was, a smart guy and not something he normally would have done. But And that the message of this, of somebody dying, can just be that that came up from the Tiger King, and maybe they want you to see that movie to understand the narcissism that happened and all the abuse that happened in that relationship. But withholding evidence, perhaps, on the King of Swords reversed and their dissatisfaction with the family, or dumping multiple loads, or multiple partners, again, in the Tiger King, he was sleeping with many people, or letting go of emotional attachments with the Empress reversed and the Queen of Wands upright, or mother and daughter team. We have Pisces upright, Capricorn reversed, Scorpio upright, Aries reversed, and Taurus reversed here. Perhaps Leo, wounded warrior, and the Page of Pentacles may be a Scorpio with Capricorn in their chart, or Pisces perhaps, and the Queen of Wands with Aries reversed in their chart, or Taurus, and perhaps the King of Swords reversed too. They may have Taurus in their chart as well. Perhaps the King of Wands reversed is dumping everything on the King of Swords reversed, while the Empress reversed and the Queen of Wands upright are sitting idly by watching. The twin flames seeing themselves as the Ace of Cups, exuding love, coming together to present the truth to other twins, or giving options for choice of path. Unrequited love, pay attention to the red flags, that's your signs and synchronicities, and retreat, right? Go within when you need to, or take a vacation. Around the twins, or how they're seen, is the Star reversed, which can be depression and needing to heal, dream, or Taurus Aquarius, who's offering love to the twins, or Aquarius or Star reverse, or the falling star, receiving love offer from an announcement or wake-up call about the patriarchy, the marriage, the religion or establishment, and societal norms, a loving wake-up call or alarm, or depressed about service they have to perform, at 10:07, which is the Wheel and the Chariot. The block here being the Four of Cups upright, grounding and integrating, being an island unto themselves, as the King of Swords reversed and unhappy family are coming clean and dropping the act. Physical activity comes up here as well as adventure, but even more so, patience. The Magician is hangry with barmaid or trophy bride, and the Emperor is stunned at all the light their trophy bride is getting, versus the barmaid with none at 10:10, which is two Wheels of Fortune. And this could be just about, what one person's cup of tea is may not be somebody else's. The truth, and then, of course, Jesus Christ Superstar is coming up here as the truth is just a little harder when brought about by friends, for all you know. That's so when this wine could be my blood, the bread could be my body, seen from the Garden of Gethsemane. But the truth is just a little harder when brought about by friends. Awake and holding on to destiny. Libra, messenger of truth, withholding from the King of Wands reversed, and the Emperor upright with origamis on the floor, with high-class bride with the light, and the hangry Magician with the barmaid trophy, no light, but lots of beer, or washes with beer, or smells like beer. And beer was coming up, I kept saying it by accident yesterday, or Miller Lite. They're making a funny there, right? So instead of light, it's beer light. And the King of Wands reversed, wounded warrior, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, Cancer, or at night, holding back but wanting to give them a piece of their mind. The King of Wands reversed with the Page of Cups upright, and the Page of Swords reversed with the Knight of Cups reversed with the Emperor. So there could be, two kids with the Emperor and another kid with the King of Wands reversed. And the truth to or about the Emperor upright and the Empress reversed, withholding from the Page of Wands at night, or Cancer or Pisces here implementing a plan. The Magician could be a dispatcher or coordinator, making magic happen, or sees themselves that way, right? Like that. It's like they're doing this great service, but they have expectations in return, which is the fall, right? There's nothing wrong with them being that magic person, but it's like their job, so they're getting paid for it. So they have no right to expect anything else, right? But to feel good about that they perform a service that people really appreciate. And there may be someone who doesn't necessarily appreciate what you've done or how hard you work. But it's not for you to expect something in return. It's for you, especially if you're working, because you're already getting something in return. You're getting paid to do it. That's the balance of energy. But again, it's reminding people who do things for other people that saves the day as a job. If you're unhappy because of something, it's because you've expected something in return instead of just doing it from the bottom of your heart. The Emperor's upright, shocked, and the Magician is mad. The Page of Swords reversed and the Knight of Cups reversed are telling them one thing, while the Page of Cups is telling the King of Wands reversed something completely different. The Queen of Swords is released by offer of love from the fallen star, the depressed one, or King of Swords Aquarius reversed, or ex-dream, or ex-healer. The King of Swords reversed, with the worst now over, challenged by weakness or bad health, and detoxing turbulent waters, and Indigo proposing the truth to the Emperor upright and the Empress reversed about withholding or playing hardball, or saving for the Page of Wands who's excited at night, or about Cancer, or the full moon implementing a plan of release. The higher self is reading Akashics and defenseless to drama at home, perhaps unable to sleep. As the Queen of Swords is upright, the King of Swords reversed, awake but not sleeping together. Released by bliss, or that the worst is now over, challenged by health, weakness, or ego issues, and the Indigo proposing big love in order to detox depression and ground, integrate, and master the truth of the Emperor upright, the Empress reversed, and withholding to be inspired at night or by Cancer or the full moon at 10:33, which is a term for the better of unity consciousness, the Christ vibration, and standing up for oneself. So, yeah, so again, yes, nobody's been responding yesterday and today, and it's really weird. I don't know why. And then I watched Michael Sala's video. That was this morning. The elite agreed in July of 21 to leave in 5 months, which is now, to adjust, that they had time in the 5 months to adjust the systems, like the financial systems and things that we depend on, so that they could leave and go to another system where they'd have advantages in a whole nother solar system. But they, in 5 months, they had to leave all of the major systems on the planet so that they wouldn't fall apart when they leave. That was the deal. So, yeah, kind of amazing news. So let's go ahead and pull a few cards from the Animal Spirit deck first. All right, what is the message to take away from this today? I think, Venus goes retrograde on the 19th, I think, and that card, the snake, this is the collective awakening, but that just flew out when I said that. And so when Venus goes retrograde, it's going to bring back a lot of romance, which is being reflected in the dice here with Taurus and Libra and Venus, and then the dreaminess of Neptune. So that's coming up here. And so this is the collective awakening with the whale who's exhausted. You know, it looks like they're on a raft, even though that's part of the whale. It looks like they're on a raft, exhausted by all this dark energy coming up from the bottom of the oceans to be cleared. And that could be all the underwater bases that the whales are clearing for us, which are really intense because that's where the elite energies were, right? And all the abuse that were going on underneath the ground. So this is the collective awakening to what's been going on and the exhaustion of the whales here. And then the butterfly transformation and the cheetah about to pounce. So that's that 3D energy, right? Kind of obsessed energy here. Like they're ready to pounce on this weak butterfly about to transform. And the whale's exhausted. It's like the waiting for the moment when everyone's exhausted, right? When they're most vulnerable, which is what the masculine was worried about, being on top, right? Because when you're exhausted is when someone can make a mistake and then be attacked. So there's this energy here. So normally the awakening butterflies, right, the ones who are transforming right now would be protected by like the whales, but they can't because they're so inundated with this dark energy coming up that they're more vulnerable to attack from the 3D energies here of the cheetah, or this could be a cheater. And then we go on to the crow, which is a separate energy here, which is, all right, so this is very significant energy coming up. So it's saying not to worry. You're very well protected. You got the crow standing guard on the ground, right? This is like the military energy. We have the God energy here for you, right? Don't forget about me, Mr. Ed. And we have the zebra, right? Who's that independent one who doesn't change their stripes. And you notice the contrast between the background and the zebra to make sure they stand out so you can see them. You won't be missed. And you see how much these are related, how much they look alike. And then we have the hawk clearing the way as well in the skies. Okay. And that can relate to the crow standing guard, that perhaps they take, oh, my battery's dying, so I'm going to have to go. If it goes out, it goes out. But anyway, you see this protection energy that's here. So don't forget that and continue to have faith. I don't know why my battery's not charging for some reason. It is plugged in, but the bottom of the deck is the dragon's eye here, which comes up in this deck as the solar plexus, your higher self, your inner self, that's always kind of watching you. So not to worry. And we have the peacock underneath that as well, who's beautiful inside and out. And let's see if we can get a Journey of Love card out here before this dies. It shouldn't die because it's plugged in. Maybe I just had to adjust the plug. Maybe it'll charge now. From the Journey of Love. Very simple, right? Keep it light as a feather. Keep your energy really light. Stay out of the drama. As when you fall as a feather, there's no harm done. The 14 of the higher love, the Temperance card, right? Walking off the beaten path, patient angel, taking your time one step at a time, and just keeping it really simple and light. And lots of beauty rest. The 58 is the Four of Swords, sleeping, resting, 5D connecting with the angels here. Big message there, okay? The bottom of the deck is riding the cosmic waves, 60, which is all about the Six of Swords, moving to a place of peace, right? Going with the flow instead of resisting it. And just keeping it light for now, right? Which we talked about yesterday too, about really keeping it high vibrational this week through the solstice. It's very important. And let's see here. So the first card that came out from the animal spirit is the collective awakening, the snake. So let me read you what the snake has to say. And again, if it cuts out, it's because the battery died, and that'll be it. And that'll be meant to be, right? So where are you, snake? Here we are. Guardian and unawakened magic. Guardian of the unawakened magic and creative potential. The snake is a symbol of our highest potential. It is said that the Shakti, our creative life force, lies dormant at the base of our spine in the form of a coiled snake. Regardless of whether this image rings true for you, it's well worth considering the amount of unawakened or untapped potential within. What would life look like if you woke it up? And how can you stir it from its slumber? An experienced yoga or meditation teacher can lead the way. Make haste, the snake card appears when there is no more time to waste. All right, so timelines are definitely coming up as the bridge closing. So this is confirming that. When in balance, prosperous, creative, and charismatic. When out of balance, starts and stops many things. To bring into balance, Kundalini yoga and meditation. Okay. And then for falling, number 14, in a higher love. Don't worry, you may fear you're falling, but it's just your soul diving deeper into the ocean of bliss. And the central card of the read was the Ten of Swords reversed, which is bliss for me. Are you sensing parts of your life flying away from you, out of control, as the momentum of your divine surrender takes over and becomes more powerful than the old adhesive between you and what no longer serves? Laugh, cry, celebrate, and ponder. Whether it makes sense or not, you are likely a perfectly ripe fruit falling from a universal tree, succulent and ready to be enjoyed for all that you are. If you wait any longer, this moment will be lost, and you'll end up on the ground having to decay and go to seed in order to start the whole process again. This is not so bad, but what a shame if your sweet nectar was not to be savored by a hungry world. You deserve to be declared the most delicious, juicy fruit that ever was. So fall. You'll end up exactly where you're meant to be. This oracle contains a message for you. You're being called closer into divine union and into the fulfillment of your destiny now. It's safe for you to trust what's happening. Go with it. It might seem like you're being asked to take a leap of faith. It's the right timing for that. It's your time to give yourself in love without holding back anything of yourself. And this is all about faith. Is it wrong to love, to feel what I hold inside? The answer must wait. Make sure you drink your water. Rise and be loved.